Dead Air Hardcore Radio, exploring the world's best hardcore punk and all the various subgenres. For the next 2 hours we will enter a world apart from the rest. The time is now.
Stand to the side, be my hardcore ride!
How can you save me when you can't save yourself? Ready to fight!
Yo, what's up with that? Let's start jamming.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's up? You're listening to Dead Air, 2 hours of hardcore radio. This is episode 88. If you haven't listened to this show before, we just play hardcore tunes and talk about them. I play shit that I like, and we just chill the fuck out and we do the thing. We play punk, hardcore, metal, and hardcore adjacent style music. And that's pretty much all there is. And we interview people. We talk to people over the phone, Skype, whatever. And today we have a very special guest, near and dear to my heart. Without this person, this program would literally not exist. He hosts a very, I would say, important radio show in the Seattle area, in the Seattle market. He also is a local wrestling buff. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Deers.
Hello, how's it going, man? Hey, I appreciate that, but I do host 2 radio shows. I also host Loud and Local, man.
You do host Loud and Local, but I feel like I've known, like, you've been known for Metal Shop for a little bit longer.
That's true. About 5 years longer, but hey, man, I appreciate it. It's crazy to be back on Dead Air. It's awesome. I'm so stoked that it's continued on for so long. It's been since 2004 when I started the show, when I did a proposal to Jenny from the Block. She was the program director at the time, and we got the show. And in 2004, I started the show. Ian came on a couple months later, like about a quarter later, since it was school. We kind of like counted things in quarters there. But like a quarter or 2 quarters later, Ian came on, and yeah, man, we've been co-hosts ever since. But yeah, since 2004 is when I started the show. So 16 years later, dude, you're still doing it. Dude,
did you do that? So I guess now I want to ask like Dead Air history questions, because we have plenty of people that like listen who have probably never. Probably still have a few that listened back in the day, but some that have no idea this has existed for so long.
Yeah,
but. So for those first 4 months, you were just doing the show like just yourself, or did you have help from? You were just like doing it solo. So just like
the show was originally Sunday nights from 10 to 12, and it was after my friend Charlize's show, which is called Local Motion. She's actually on KXP in Seattle now, doing some electronic shows and whatnot. But yeah, so the show was on Sundays from 10 to 12 on KGRG 89.9 at Green River College in Auburn. And it was just me. And I would try to bring people on. And it was like the classic KGRG thing where it just wouldn't, like, you know, you try new people and sometimes chemistry's not there. I had my friend Nick on air one time to read the news, and he said fuck, like immediately. And we didn't have a dump button, so that was awkward. I brought my friend Sarah on, and she was actually, her and Ian were the co-hosts for a while. It was Ian and Sarah. Ian was Axis of Ian, and Sarah was intern Sarah. So she lives in Tennessee now, and she's awesome. But yeah, it was me, Sarah, and Ian was the crew. And then as Sarah left, then we had a guy named Martin, who lives in Osaka, Japan now, named Martin Wick. He's we called him Feasley on this show. Feasley was his name. And then we also had a guy named Morgan, who played in Vanguard, Morgan Hatfield. So Morgan Social was kind of his name. So, but yeah, I hosted the show for not too long by myself, but yeah, it was a little while. I still have some old tapes, I think, of Dead Air, the original, either by myself or right as Ian first started. It's really weird to listen to. We have a lot of awkward pauses and stupid jokes, and a lot of ands and butts, and a lot of awkward pauses. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, don't worry. I continue that legacy with my version of the show. So lots of random ands, buts. This week I had somebody tell me that me and my guest said the word like too much, and I was just like...
Yeah, like. That's the word I was looking for. Like.
Like, yeah, no, I have a big problem with... I wasn't as bad when I was like on live radio, because I feel like live radio made you like tighten the reins a little bit about your language and what you would do, and especially because I do this show primarily by myself, in a little like shed in Tacoma. Sometimes I feel like I just let loose, so I just don't care as much. So I try to produce like a little bit more organic conversation. But with that organic conversation usually comes with a lot of buts and uhs and awkward pauses.
You're a Tacoma Valley girl.
Yeah, that's 100%. I would say that's fair. Minus any Valley Girl hair. I am a completely bald Tacoma Valley Girl.
I am a bald Seattle man. I don't know. Valley man. Whatever.
What's
up, Trevor?
Seattle Valley man.
Yes.
The last time
it's nice to be on Dead Air, dude. Thank you for joining, for allowing me to be on Dead Air. And this is the first time I've appeared on Spotify. Wow, yay, I'm on Spotify.
Hooray. Dude, how are you holding up with it's podcast fever probably over at the Deers residence right now?
Yeah. Well, okay, so it's interesting. So the radio station I work for, KISW, Metal Shop and Loud and Local, the shows I do, we're kind of on a hiatus right now. We're on a pandemic hiatus. If you listen to on Saturday or Sunday night for this next weekend, you'll hear our voices, and it'll say things like, hey, what's up? This is Ian. This is Kevin. We'll be back. Don't be worried. We'll be back. We're on pandemic. Nobody's allowed in the building, but just hold tight, and we'll be back. So it's just basically like a placeholder for us, and I am doing the responsible thing and staying at home. So how am I supposed to tell others to stay at home when I'm actually going up to the radio station and doing stuff like that? So I am doing the good thing and staying at home and trying to not go crazy. And I got a podcast set up in my room. I just interviewed Big Brian from Zabalba. They're dropping their first single from their new record this Thursday, so I wanted to hype it up a little bit. So we did a little video interview on the Zoom app, and I'm posting that right now. Actually, it's taken a long time to upload, but I did that. I talked with my friend Alex from a band called Graying and Behold in Spokane. Doing a lot of podcasting, doing a lot of content because I don't have anything else to add to the world.
Same. I think the is that a sad statement?
No, it's a so what I've realized is so I listen to podcasts all day long, and because I work in shipping, and I realized, dude, like people are going to be at home all the time, and we're going to need stuff to like brighten our days and to make us smile a little bit and to like let us, because there's so much. I mean, obviously we got to stay informed. We got to watch the news, but like we got to read the news. But like a lot of times it's too heavy. So let's get some things to kind of like focus a little bit of our attention on something positive. So I'm just trying to put some stuff out there, help some friends out. There's a lot of musicians out there that are kind of out of their primary source of income right now, which is obviously touring and playing shows, and a lot of people within the industry, bartenders and promoters and tour managers and roadies and everyone within sound guys, sound girls, people within all those industries that are really hurting right now. So if I could use a platform that I have to kind of help people out, I'm gonna be talking with my friend RJ. He runs a record store called Daybreak Records. They're opening up a new store in the Fremont area. So I'm going to be talking with him in a little while. In the next few days, my friend Drew Smith, he runs a hardcore punk record label. I want to just kind of help people out because they're people out there that have a lot of time on their hands and need some help. And I like to forget about my issues and my anxiety by starting a conversation with my friends.
And I think that's hugely important. Like going back to like just like the Dead Air stuff, like listening to you guys when I was a young Christian lad, Dead Air was my tradition, listening to that show before I would go to church. And it just like, I don't know, it gave like listening to you guys just talk about like hardcore gave me the confidence to just want to talk about everything else and like want to be like that part of the community and help out other bands, like, and introduce people to other bands. Cause ultimately I like playing music, but I like being a fanboy even more. I like being stoked on music, and this gets me doing this. And I'm sure you can say the same. Doing this gets me stoked on music, and hopefully in exchange, the people listening get stoked as well.
Oh, absolutely. And, Damian Abraham has a podcast. Damian Abraham, the singer of Fucked Up, has a podcast I listen to all the time. It's called Turned Out a Punk. And he has said numerous times that his favorite part of having a podcast, and I'll say this, for me, for sure, it rings true. The best part about it is you get paid to be a Punisher.
True.
Yeah, you can just be a Punisher. You have a reason to be a Punisher. Like like you're not a Punisher because it's your job.
I was born a Punisher, so this
I was a born Punisher. It's great.
I was born like this. So we're gonna play some music, and I think this is perfect. And I have all the Bandcamp links up, and I'll make sure to kind of like, promote those as well, because the Friday they did the Bandcamp stuff where they waived all the fees. And
yeah, they made $3 million for independent bands.
That's amazing. Like, I did a listening party where I had people like put all their Bandcamp links and stuff, and I just want to make sure that I'm shouting out all the Bandcamp links for this one, because during this time I think it's really, really important to, like, when you're done listening to this, or if you're listening podcast wise, hit pause, check out the Bandcamp. If you really like what you're listening, please give them a digital download. A lot of them also have merch as well, a lot of these bands, and most of the bands that we're playing, I think only one of them out of this whole thing that I'm doing does not have a Bandcamp. So check out these Bandcamps. It's going to be really cool. So we started off this whole thing with Section Hate. They have their winter games 3-song. I'm gonna call it a promo. They don't like posted it. They don't like claim it as anything. It's just a release. I don't know if they have. I'm not sure about the what they have as far as like a physical release for this, but I know it came out last.
It's a tape.
It's a tape. Oh, okay. So we'll just
on
call
Flat
it.
Spot.
Yeah, it's okay. So we'll just call it a tape. Winter Games, 3 songs. Really, really good. Basically, I think every single member was a member of Nomads at one point. Correct? Am I right on that one?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Members of Nomads, obviously. Mexi Mike, singer Furious Styles.
Dude, Mexi Mike.
Yeah. I believe they're working on a new album right now. Like, we're on lockdown, so let's write a new record.
I think that's correct. Like, this might actually be my favorite Mexi Mike material. Like, this
good stuff.
This 3-song release, this tape has the second song that we played called Day of the Rope. That song reminds me, and it might be because my younger self always saw hardcore in a kind of Christian lens. There's some elements of Shockwave that remind me of some of the some early
we need no intro.
Yeah, very early 2000s kind of mosh and a little bit of like a New York. Obviously, they always had a somewhat New York influence a little bit.
I will agree. I don't see the Shockwave comparison, but you know what? Both bands fucking rip, so I'm down.
Yeah, no, it's just like that Day of the Rope has this. It reminds me of it reminds me of Ultimate Doom by Shockwave. It's but that's
the skies. We're coming for you.
I know. And see that, like, I see some music in a very weird lens, and that's my weirdo lens, and that's my weirdo take on it. But I love the artwork for it too, because it's just like, it's really fun. Like, it's opposite of Winter Games, but it's super dope. So section.
So I got a question for Trevor. I got a question for you. I gotta kind of ask about this because you can't bring up Christian hardcore and me not ask. Are you going to Furnace Fest?
The thought crossed my mind.
Steve is my homie. Steve from Open Fire. He's going.
Oh shit, Mr. Open Fire Steve is going to Furnace Fest. Steve Mioli is going to Furnace Fest. I've thought about it. I'm actually talking to members of Beloved at some point later down the road. It got postponed due to the events,
the virus
the virus that's happening. But Beloved actually holds a pretty interesting spot in my heart as far as post hardcore. And I
get to see them.
I never got to see that band.
I got to see them at the Vera Project. It was Beloved, the Norma Jean on the Bless the Martyr record. It was Norma Jean, Me Without You, Beloved, and Himsa. It was a really good show.
I imagine. Like I saw, so back when I was going to church and stuff, like we would go to like other like Christian shows and stuff, and they would have
Club
like
Impact. What?
Yeah, Club Impact, or sometimes we would have like a summer trip, like when I was younger, to Creation Fest. And
dude, I went to Creation. I saw Living Sacrifice. They were hard.
Dude, for real though. I think so. A real side note, I was really sad because back when I was in a Christian band, we got asked to play a show in Seattle with Living Sacrifice back in 2009, and I was really stoked, and nobody else was as stoked because they didn't listen to the band. And all of a sudden, they changed the lineup. Living Sacrifice dropped, and then they replaced them with For Today, and the rest of the people in my band were really stoked, and I was really sad.
Lame.
I was like, really? Like at the time, For Today was huge, like in that realm. And I was just
I can't really fuck with For Today.
Oh, I cannot. I'm like, I have no problem saying fuck For Today 100%.
They were calling themselves revolutionaries when I saw them.
They're part of, if you search YouTube, there's the Christ Core. There's a movie, a documentary called Christ Core, and it's all centered around bands like them and Sleeping Giant. And it was done specifically during those later years when people were no longer wanting to mess with them. So instead of like, understanding and like chilling out, they became more and more militantly Christian. And
well, that's great.
And it was super awkward. And you see that in this video, and it's so cringy. And just from it's cringier. That video alone is probably cringier than a Gathering promo.
I fucking would love to go to the Gathering, to be honest. I would legitimately love to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos. That would be awesome.
I mean, Soulfly plays over here, I think. Pretty close.
Well, okay. I will say, I love The Great Malenko. It is a great album. I will not call myself a juggalo, but I will say that I enjoy some Insane Clown Posse songs, and The Great Malenko is a fun fucking record. If they played that front to back, you could catch me moshing.
I haven't witnessed an actual juggalo pit in my lifetime.
Wicked clowns. We like to say what's up to the Cobras, exploits and counts, and everybody with clown love, even shit I've never heard of.
This is five-star content right now. Yeah. Like, subscribe. Please let us know what you think of Kevin's juggalo raps.
Hey, you know what? Being anti-juggalo is classist, my friend.
I am not anti-juggalo whatsoever.
That is classist. Okay.
I have never said I'm anti-Gigolo whatsoever. But to be fair, some of their promos, they do not need to have promos that are 20 minutes long. Like going.
Well, this rant is like 20 minutes long. Aren't we supposed to get into another song?
Yeah, we're going to get into another song. So this is internet radio, dude. We can do what we want.
We fucking do what we want, bro.
This is not, KGR GFM or your fancy metal shop.
I'm staring at a sticker right now that says, if you don't like Thin Lizzy, fuck you.
All right, we're not going to take it. Dude, I hate that I hear that song in every gym that
What?
Every 24-hour fitness that I ever walk into, that's the song that's playing.
What song?
We're not going to take it.
That's Twisted Sister, not Thin
Twisted
Lizzy.
Sister. Oh, shit. What I got those.
You fucked up. You fucked up.
I don't.
Fucked up.
Wait, which one is Thin Lizzy?
The Boys Are Back in Town.
Oh, shit. Okay, they're way better.
Jailbreak,
yeah. I don't know how I got those two mixed up. I'm gonna get called a poser.
It's okay.
So
as long as you know For Today and like 7-star songs, it's all good.
I can't remember a For Today song at this point.
No Innocent Victim, Zayo, Focal Point, Unashamed,
Overcome.
Yeah, Stretch Armstrong.
Oh yeah, they're playing Furnace Fest.
Oh my God.
That's so wild.
We're getting deep into the weeds with the Christian hardcore.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
Reliant K. What?
Okay, Reliant K had some very catchy tunes.
Marilyn Manson Ate My Girlfriend.
Oh man, I'm having a hard time remembering most. I think it's because I blocked out some of those bands that I forget most of the discography, but it would all flood back to me. Oh, Sadie Hawkins Dance.
Trevor, I have a question.
Yeah.
What if I stumble? What if I fall?
Huh?
PC Talk?
Oh shoot. Okay.
What would people think if they found out I was a Jesus
freak?
Freak?
No. What would people think if
they
I
found out it's true? Oh.
When I heard that was also Toby Mac Extreme Days.
People think I'm strange, but this will make me stranger. My best friend was born in a manger.
So segue to that, we're gonna play a track from Venom Prison.
Oh my God. Yeah, these guys are sick. I ripped someone's shirt off during this band, apparently.
That's why I wanted to talk. Are you okay with say it? I was wondering if you were okay with I was gonna screen this question. Yeah. So you ripped somebody's shirt because they moshed into you, or
well, okay, so here's the deal. When you're like crowd killing and moshing and stuff, like I wasn't trying to fight them, but I just grabbed them because, if you're being a mosh warrior and trying to crowd kill people, I feel like you should be able to deal with someone just grabbing you. And like I grabbed him and I grabbed his shirt and then he tugged and his shirt came off and then he started attacking me and then I got him in kind of a hold and I put my weight on him. And I just held him until the security got him out. So he was not happy. He had no shirt on. And he looked like a sad little bully without a shirt.
I mean, you get what you get. Like, that's what happens. But I wasn't
trying to start a fight. I literally just grabbed the guy and he, his shirt. It's I would say to the guy, it's all good. He got to support a band and buy their shirt, and he got a new shirt from Great American Ghost.
That works, but yeah, Venom Prison from the UK, they've come
awesome.
up. They've come up pretty hard. Like I know they did it was a pretty a smaller show, but I know like over in the UK, they're a lot bigger of a deal, and from what I've seen,
they did like main support for Trivium. I think that they toured with Bring Me the Horizon. They've done like very, very big big tour. I saw them up in Tony V's up in Everett. They played with like Aborted and like a bunch of fucking brutal like slam death metal bands. Saw them open that, and then I saw them play at El Corazon. So I kind of wish they would play like smaller. Actually, I don't know. I feel like they haven't exactly gotten the best of luck on the last couple times that they've been here. The only times they've been here, but one of these days they'll get on a really good show here in Seattle because they're fucking solid, and that band is just really, really, really good, and has a lot of really, for like, I don't know, they have a lot to say, and their artwork is like super beautiful. Their message is super strong, and they're just a really fucking sick band.
Like, I feel it's so weird how this, like, some of these bands, like, come into my radar, because I would say this is just, like, a straight up, like, this is a metal band. Like, so, there's people that, like, they have hardcore in the tags and stuff, but it's just, like, I feel like in the same realm as Gatecreeper, where it's just, like, just another hardcore, a bunch of hardcore kids making metal. Like, like, but not really even like usually even with
like Power Trip.
Yeah, but I would say they actually pay a little bit more tribute to hardcore in the way that they have their song structures and the way that I don't know. Like, if you hear it, you can hear the hardcore more because it's like straight up thrash, and thrash and punk are definitely like their best friends. In like, as far as like you listen to it, like punk and thrash influence each other, and so with this there's a lot more, like with Gatecreeper and like Venom Prison, there's a lot more death metal where you can like with that influence, I feel like that completely can drown out a hardcore influence 100%. Like, obviously Zabalba, like you talk to them, they're like a hardcore band, but like I can see people not catching their hardcore cues as much as catching like a Power Trip, like the Power Trips, nod to hardcore.
Zabalba is a lot slower, a lot chunkier, and they're just gotten more and more death metal influence as time goes by. So, if people just turned it on, they'd probably be like, "Oh, this sounds like, kind of Sepultura, Crowbar with a little bit of Disembodied," but it's definitely not traditional hardcore.
Yeah, I think it's where you can, like, it really just, like I said, the death metal can like drown out the influence, and for someone who's like just a metal fan, it would be hard for them to pick up where the hardcore is for bands such as these. So,
I agree.
So we're going to get off this rant, play like a block of fucking music because we've been talking forever and ever. And I'm sorry, I'm probably your radio brain can't handle a break this long.
I like it.
Just like,
you know what? I listen to a lot of podcasts, and that's what it mainly is just a bunch of people talking. So we're going into the Venom Prison though. What else we got?
All right, we're gonna play some Eyes of the Lord.
Oh yeah, hard. Bruce from 100 Demons.
Bruce from 100 Demons, and Taylor Young from The Pit.
And many, many, many projects.
There's too many projects to even go down that road. Like, there's so many. But even as someone who records bands, like he's got a list of heaters. There's so many things that he's been a part of and helped produce. So it's so cool.
He's done a couple things.
He's done quite a couple things. So next, after that, we'll play another fucking heavy band we played a few episodes ago. Just came out, a band called Constrict on Flat Spot.
Yeah.
Members of God's Hate, Vamakara, Disgrace, Forced Order, and some more.
That's one that makes you want to mosh in your living room. And that's really all we can do now that we're staying at home. # stay home.
# stay home and mosh your living room.
Exactly.
So,
mosh your mom's fine china.
I I'm not hearing it. I'm hearing it a little bit in like the slower parts, but there was somebody said there was like a similarity to like Grimlock in this, and and that I'm not getting that, but it definitely like with the members of the but what I do get is kind of it dips its toes into all those influences from the bands that I stated above, like God's Hate, Famicara, Disgrace, Forced Order, and it dips its toes in all those like really heavy influences.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that.
It's some heavy shite.
Heavy shite. No, I listened to it again. I listened to the rest of the record today. I was like, holy shit! Like, I'm really digging a lot of the Flat Spot stuff that has come out in the last few months. It's like Flat Spot.
Did it make you want to chug a monster and punch a wall?
Kyle
style.
I'm not that much of a Kyle. If I'm gonna chug something, it's gonna be a Red Bull. Dude, I hate Monster, like straight up. Like,
okay. All right.
No Monster Energy stage for me.
No Bang for you.
No, Bang's not vegan anyway. It has that creatine powder, so can't do that. Hey, you're the one who said we need to get back to the music, and you keep.
Am I?
You were at one point. Now we just keep going. So we're gonna play this. We're gonna play "Self-Inflicted Violence" from Venom Prison off their record Samsara. VenomPrison.bandcamp.com and check out Section Hate. Section H8 Gang.bandcamp.com. Download these records. Do some inhales, and we'll be right back.
This morning, and I
way I chose to live guilt-free. Quick to pull the trigger, justice quick to judge. What's it gonna be when the verdict comes? I've been made guilt-free. Guilt-free, I'm a being sinner. These thoughts are created. Why is this my shortcoming? Only other now, you want me to fail. You are not my savior. Quick to pull the trigger, just quick to judge. What's it gonna be when the verdict comes? I am guilt-free. Guilt-free. be put to rest. It's time to rise. Rise up and eat the test. Face the pain that plagues your life. Face the pain. Trapped and breathed out like a knife. Face the pain. Become the sharpened blade. Just accept the proof. There's no need for spiders. Spinning webs of false trust. Taste the pain that plays your life. Taste the pain. Cut the grief out like a knife. Taste the pain. Face the pain that plays your life. Taste the pain. Sever the fear and the strife. Taste the pain. Become the sharpened blade. Face the pain. Face the pain.
We're back. You're listening to Dead Air, 2 hours of hardcore radio.
Damn straight.
Hanging out with the master of metal, Kevin Deers.
Hello.
So, played some songs. Let's talk about them. We'll try not to go all the way off track, but we'll see. After Constrict, we played a band I know literally not much about, actually. We played a band off of Iron Lung Records, Internal Rot. We played...
Oh, grindy power violence from Australia, dude. So sick.
Iron Lung has so much stuff. Like, I always, can come... That's one of those record labels that kind of fly under the radar, and then and then someone will show me something and be like, then I'll start going. I'm like, they always are putting out a ton of stuff all the time.
Oh, all the time. They're incredibly consistent.
Like, unlike Triple B and even now Flat Spot is getting on that, but I feel like before that, Iron Lung is just always putting out stuff, but I always never, you have to keep up with the label to actually know what's going on.
Well, people will just buy records from the label because they trust it, because they trust the label. The Iron Lung Records, their motto is, "We know what we like and what we don't like."
That is true. I'm looking at the motto right now. I'm like, that's 100% fair. I think that's cool because that's like a trusted brand. Like some record labels will, try something different, and even it'll
sell.
Even some of the the bigger punk labels out there, change over time, and
Epitaph and whatnot.
Yeah, Epitaph. But some people are cool. I mean, I'm sure the record label themselves are cool with it, but the listeners aren't. But I'm sure listeners themselves will want this kind of consistency if they've listened to one thing and they fucking love it. they want to have that feeling every time that they listen to a record or pick up a record from a label like this.
Hell yeah.
So like, this is great. Like another band, like they do still have some like the punk and hardcore stuff. They put out the Electric Chair record, and that band is really, really good. I don't know if you've checked out that one.
I have not checked out the Electric Chair record yet.
Electric Chair record. I think that's another Olympia band. They're actually from Olympia. Super good. So what we have after that, Higher Power, King of My Domain. They put out 27 Miles of Underwater. This is probably the biggest one that we're on the show. This is the one that doesn't have Bandcamp because it's on Roadrunner Records.
What's the band again?
Higher Power. Yeah.
Yeah, that record's really cool, man. I really wasn't sure what to expect from it, but for Metal Shop, I get like a weekly like download page from these different record labels and PR companies and stuff. I checked it out because I'd heard the name before, and I knew that they were coming to town to Take Offense. I really dig it. It's very different. It's kind of like alternative rockish. It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it reminds me.
It's fun. It's an earworm. It gets caught in your ear. It's caught in your head, and you can't stop humming it.
Were you at that Take Offense tour?
No, it was on a Sunday night, and I do Loud and Local on Sunday nights. So
okay, yeah, no, they're sonically like in live. They are very good. They're very on point as a live band. Like it doesn't bring a lot of mosh, but I can see that in like a bigger venue, packed and people just singing along to those songs because it's just it brings a really good live energy. I mean, it was a weird breakup for some of the songs because like. Obviously, if you've listened to the earlier stuff, it has more of a like crossover kind of like a Leeway influence. But
okay. But
this newer stuff is like more on the early Deftones, stuff like Far, and
yeah.
That it definitely reminds me a lot sonically of Far, but I really, really like. The live performance did it for me and made it was when I first heard it, I was like, this is pretty good. But like, it's going to be really interesting how they execute it live. And personally, I thought they executed it live very well. Unfortunately, I don't think it got the reaction that the band was looking for the Seattle set, but nevertheless, it was a really, really good like live set, and I imagine this record is going to really take them places, and I'm pretty sure the people in Roadrunner are very happy that they picked up this band.
It's interesting. Roadrunner Records, a lot of really interesting bands on that label. Code Orange, obviously, kind of the leader of the pack there, but then Angel Dust. Yeah, man, it's interesting to see Roadrunner kind of getting a lot of up and coming like non-core, I'd say.
Is Nickelback still on Roadrunner?
Nah, man, they were. But you know what? As much as you might hate Nickelback, or people might hate Nickelback, I think it was Jamie Josta or someone. I could be misattributing this to Jamie Josta, but I believe it was him that said, Nickelback allowed Roadrunner to put out a lot of stuff that didn't sell as well. So, you got to have your Nickelbacks or, your big mainstream bands.
I think that was actually an episode of Punk Rock MBA.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's probably a Finn McKenty original.
Yeah, that was, I don't want to get too far on other people's stuff, but it was like on deep diving on why bands are unpopular. But yeah, I forgot. I don't keep up with Nickelback enough to care. No, I know they were on Roadrunner at one point in time, but yeah, no, it's interesting the certain style of hardcore or hardcore adjacent, as you would say, like bands that pull from the hardcore world and look at alternative rock through a hardcore lens. It's it's very interesting how Roadrunner picked up on that, because I think that definitely is a next wave of young people, and it's a lot of young people who like those records. So they're looking at those young. I think so.
I think so too. That new Code Orange is next level, man. I didn't put it on my list because I figured you probably would already be playing it. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I didn't actually get to listen to your episode. I think it was with you and Devin, where you guys deep dive like the history and the trajectory all the way from Code Orange Kids to Code Orange. What are your thoughts on the new Code Orange, man? Okay,
yeah. So check out that episode for people listening right now if you haven't already. But I'll basically, I think that they are. It's very interesting. But that's why I had Devin on the show, because I have always appreciated Code Orange as a live band. Listening to them on a record, listening to them through records has never done much for me except their Death Wish release, Love is Love. That is when they were Code Orange Kids. I thought sonically that was the best, like as far as listening to an album. But as far as listening to live music, I think the Code Orange from I Am King up till this recent record, I think they have good songs that are going to bring a lot of good live energy, and it shows from the live set that they did. I think that they're very smart musicians, and but they also speak very humbly. If you hear them do any type of interviews, it's very low key, very vague. They don't go too much into what they're doing. They don't, and I think that they even said in an interview, they don't like to go too far. They like to have the music and what they do speak for themselves. If you see them live, they don't talk. They don't say anything. They just play. They just play the
representation. Yeah, it's all like a big piece, and it's all, yeah.
And as far as a live band, I'm all in. There was a one track that I'm going to give them shit for the rest of their days. I think it was the second single that they put out. Where they had a track where it literally sounds like the track is skipping.
Yeah, it's very glitchy.
I didn't like that at all. I thought that was stupid. I don't care that they're going in, that they were trying to be somewhat like computery and a little futuristic with what they're doing. I don't do that.
Well, it's because you're a radio DJ and you thought that your track was skipping, right?
Exactly. Well, I was also yeah, that's what I honestly thought. I was like, oh shit, the Wi-Fi's down.
Yep.
That's because I heard it because I listened to it in Spotify, and it was like around, if you listen to Spotify in like the Kent Des Moines area, that's an area where everything usually Wi-Fi just drops out. Like, it's a place for anyone listening outside of Seattle. It's a little place south of Seattle. It's where I normally, like, if you're listening to something via Wi-Fi, everything stops for the like 10, 15 minutes you were there. And I thought it was just that. And then it just comes and blasts my fucking ears again. And I was like, that was annoying.
Yeah. Wow.
Besides that, I really liked their live set. Their live set that they did for the quarantine and for their record. Did you catch that?
I haven't watched the live video yet, but I dig the record.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Me and Dev kind of, and you might have an opinion on this too, like, because I don't deep dive into Fear Factory that much, but a few things lightly reminiscent of Fear Factory in some of the songs.
I would agree.
So okay, so I got that stamp of approval. So we're gonna move off of Code Orange, off of Higher.
So what did we hear last? We heard Internal Rot,
and then we did Higher Power.
Yeah.
King of My Domain, off of 27 Miles Underwater, just came out just at the end of January. Yeah, January 24th.
Oh, That's why we were talking about Roadrunner Records. Yep.
Yeah, that's why we're talking about Roadrunner Records. If you're listening, you can keep track. We'll have a playlist below. If you're listening to the podcast, if you're live, just listen again. If you lost track of what we're doing. So after that, we got Take Offense, Guilt Free. They had a record on Pure Noise called Keep an Eye Out. That came out in October on Pure Noise Records, which Pure Noise has been doing a lot of hardcore, but this was an interesting pick for them. Like,
I love it.
It was an interesting crossover.
It reminds me of like kind of late era Suicidal Tendencies.
That is exactly what I was going to say. It reminds me of Suicidal Tendencies. I was watching one of the Suicidal videos. The one that about the music video where they have like the brains. I forget.
Not sure. Sorry.
It had John Cusack in the video. I can't remember, but it reminded me of, like you said, later era Suicidal Tendencies, 100%, like with like the vocal melodies and just the kind of fun sounding crossover thrash.
Totally.
It's definitely like a little catchier, a little more fun and less not in a bad way, but less serious sounding than some of the other stuff that they have.
I would agree.
A little bit lighter, not in a bad way though.
No, but a little bit more fun
and like you said, Suicidal Tendencies literally hits the nail on the head. So we can move from that. Check them out. PureNoise.bandcamp. Keep an eye out. You can download that from the Pure Noise website for just like $5. It's dope. I'm sure they have some stuff on the store as well. And after that, we played another band I know nothing about. A band called, wait, which one is this one? Midnight. Yeah, Midnight.
You don't know about Midnight? This band just sucked. They're on Metal Blade Records. I got to see them a few times. They're they're like blackened punk hardcore. It's pretty much black and roll, I'd say. It's like blackened punk. It's like, but they wear hoods. So they are just really crazy. They're filthy. They have songs that are just like about fucking and sleazy sex songs and drinking, and they're just kind of like shock value, but not, cringy. It's all in fun, and they're cool. They rip, and they're just one of the most exciting and energetic and just shredding live bands ever. Their new record is Rebirth by Blasphemy, and it's fucking great, man. No. Midnight rips. They're from Cleveland, and in great tradition of Cleveland hardcore punk and metal, it is sleazy, dirty, dirtbag music, and it's great.
All right. After that, we did Red Death, Face the Pain. You actually talked to this band, I think, like a couple months ago, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you catch the show? I didn't catch the show. I had to work too.
Another Sunday, man.
Dude, Sunday shows. Come on, man. I work at Big Mario's, and you do your radio show. So it's like Sundays are like a no-go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I really like it. They went on tour with Enforced. I before listening to this record, I was more Team Enforced. Because I really liked the latest Enforced record. But I don't know what they did, but it just, everything about this new Red Death sounds more full. Like something about it clicks more than what I heard in earlier music from Red Death.
You don't have to choose a team, right?
Okay, but I'm just saying, if out of the two, that was the one I was leaning towards. Like I'm making an honest statement here where I wasn't 100% all in on some of the earlier Red Death material, But Sickness Divine, this newest stuff, is like I said, something in it I feel like clicked for me more than what I heard before. And it's something about it sounds like it's just all on point. It's a really good like crossover thrash with punk. It's from Washington D.C. So that's all I gotta say about that. So we're gonna play some more music on Triple B Records. I don't know if you've listened to this band at all. Big Cheese from the UK.
I've not listened to it yet. I've seen the name. Curious because of the name.
Have you heard about the influences of what it sounds like?
No.
I'll play. We'll play it. I'll let you listen to it a little bit, and then, but like it's a very it's the most Cro-Mags influence. It's the most Cro-Mags influenced band I have probably ever heard recently. Like I can't think of a band that sounds more Cro-Magsy than Big Cheese.
I'm down, dude. I like cheese. I know you don't. You're more of a Daya kind of guy.
No. I am not. I do not do Daya. I'll do. I'm trying to think. But I'm not a Daya. Daya does not. Have you had Daya?
I have the Daya pizzas. I mean, but I'm not a vegan. I just have Daya when my girlfriend and I want to eat. And
is she vegan?
Well, she's not lactose intolerant. I'm also lactose intolerant, but I just deal with it and let my stomach hate me because I like cheese on my pizza. I hope I'm not offending anyone, but I'm sorry. I enjoy pizza with cheese and some
follow your heart
that would also offend people.
Yeah, Follow Your Heart cheese is the one I'm thinking of. That's really good. That's a really good non-dairy brand. So we're gonna play some Big Cheese, the self-titled song off of Punishment Park, which is currently now on Triple B Records, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Dead Air, 2 hours of hardcore radio.
Somebody take hold. Left to trail of corpses to remind you of the sickness. Take it as a blessing, or the guilt will start to eat you. Do you think that comes to meet you? Devil's troubling the way bloodshot will come. You're right on your back, you see true. Hardly unsuspecting great bloodshot will come. Left a trail of corpses to remind you of the sickness. Take it as a blessing, or the guilt will start to eat you. Left a trail of corpses to remind you of the sickness. Take it as a blessing, or the guilt will start to eat you.
All right, we're back. You're listening to Dead Air, 2 hours of hardcore radio. Trevbot here, hanging out with Kevin Deers of Metal Shop of what's your other shows? You do the
It's called Loud and Local, Mo.
Loud and Local, and then you have your wrestling podcast.
Oh yeah, it's called Jabroni Journal.
Jabroni Journal.
Yeah, and that's coming back, man. It's been a little while. I've been a little busy with stuff, but that's coming back. I'm gonna hopefully be doing some episodes of that from my seclusion here in Interbay in Seattle.
Talking about those seclusion matches that they're doing.
Oh my god, it's the most awkward shit.
I saw the video of
Stone Cold?
Of Stone Cold, and that they compared it to a episode of Eric Andre.
It's true. It's just like, it's weird. It's like postmodern art. Wrestling with no fans is truly the strangest experience.
Give him a woo in a freaking
empty arena.
Yeah, in an empty arena.
I'd rather not.
No, that's even I'm not as into it as you are, but like when I do get to watch stuff, like I would not want to watch that shit in an empty arena. Nothing, no type of sport in an empty arena sounds entertaining to me at all.
Are you a sports guy?
I am. I'm more on like the side of like Ian. Like I'm a Seattle sports dude. I love Seahawks. I grew up like going to Huskies games with my dad. So I'm all about like Seattle football and stuff. I kind of like, for the obvious reasons, stopped paying attention to MLB in Seattle for the.
Well, there's no season.
Yeah, well, there wasn't before.
I just saw a meme, and this is like old men describing memes. I just saw a meme. It was it said social distancing before it was cool, and it said Mariners and the championship.
Dude, I went to the
that wasn't funny.
The last one of the final season games of like 2 years ago, when there was like some really good Seahawks games, and I was like, I have a friend that I take to a younger dude that I take to Mariners games during the summer, but we ended up going to the one at the end of October, at the end of the season, and there's like, seriously, that is social distancing right there. Like going to a Mariners game when there's a Seahawks game on TV, that was just like so rough.
No one was there.
It was so rough. It's also like the last game of the year where they're like have all the random mascots everywhere and they're giving away. Yep. They're like, dude, everyone came away with a prize because there was like only like 100 people there. Like more than that, but still it was like depressing, because I was like, even myself, I was like keeping up on the Seahawks scores while watching this game, and I was just like, this was more of a chore than anything. So like, because I had I had family members that had season tickets growing up, and I got to go through all the Ken Griffey years, the Ichiro years, like, and it was exciting.
Yeah,
like it was.
Of course, it was.
Is the same like the 2001 All-Star Game. It was crazy. Like that was I had no, like, I didn't listen to any music at the time, so because I didn't have access to it. So like those are years that I was all in. Just like I still am, but that's what kind of solidified me as like a Seattle sports fan, because for the most part, I would say like I'm not super jockey in any way. I'm definitely more music and nerdy, but like that's why there's something about Seattle sports, especially because it's like in an anime sense. Like I watch a lot of anime because there's always like an underdog. Seattle
and tentacles.
Yeah. Yes, and tentacles sometimes. Not always, but there's a good amount. I think you're thinking of different anime.
Hentai.
Yeah, that's a little more heavy on that side. But anyways, like a lot of the times, like a lot of Seattle sports, especially just regionally, we're like a lot of our teams are like until like the last like 5 to 10 years, we were counted out as like not like when we first went to the Super Bowl as the Seahawks. Like nobody, a lot of people like even like in ESPN were like just like who the hell are these guys? Like, but now everyone kind of knows who we are in some respect for like the Seahawks, and that's what I like. I like just seeing people like Russell Wilson and people like that just like really grind to get where they are, and like people count them out and they become fucking legendary.
Well, I think that you are a fucking tried and true underdog fan. You rock ass, and you're a hometown boy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it says. I'm a hometown boy when it comes to sports. I'm
a good old boy.
I'm a Macklemore.
Oh yeah, you're popping tags. Do you have the Macklemore haircut? If you could have hair, would you have a Macklemore haircut?
Okay, back in 2012, remember when hardcore kids had the comb overs? I was kind of thinking about that. Like,
wait, how long? Wait, when did you lose your hair?
Like 1992.
Okay, because why were you thinking about that in 2012?
I was thinking if I could have a haircut, like.
Okay.
Because mostly the only things I can get as wigs are like long hair girl wigs, really bad cultural appropriation afros or dreads. I could look like the singer at POD if I really wanted to. I feel so alive.
They rock. But
for the very first time. Sorry.
Oh, that was a good echo. I rocked the bald head, man. It's all good. I had a hard time saying goodbye to my hair, but when I did, it's okay. At least we have good sized heads. I think
it keeps you looking somewhat like current and young, like, I think it's a good thing just cuz like with people, I think, as we will get older, if we both had hair, it will start to go away. And I think I don't mind being bald forever because we'll look generally the same for the rest of our lives.
And honestly, I'd rather be bald than balding.
Exactly. I've told some family members that who were balding. I was like, you have a family member that has never had hair their entire life. And they looked, and have I looked the same pretty much my entire life? Yes. Just get rid of it. It's not a big deal. I don't even have eyebrows, dude. I don't have anything. So it's all good. So music. We're gonna. Do you like that?
This is the bald man. This is bald man therapy hour.
Welcome to the bald cast.
Bald talk. So,
what
kind of wax do you use on that chrome dome?
None. People have asked me to like wax my head, and I was like, it's already freaking shiny, dude. Don't worry about it.
Here's the thing: is you kind of got it easy because you don't even have to shave your head.
No, I have the most hair I've had in the past, like 29 years has been a little bit of peach fuzz.
Yeah, man, you got it easy. You don't even have to you don't even have to shave your head. No pressure, no issues. You just wake up. Hey, already done, man. It's all good.
All right, so we're starting to get to that. We're starting to get to those last minutes. I mean, in your show, this would be more than enough time, but the way we're doing it, we got to start wrapping it up.
Okay, sounds good.
So we started off. I don't know if you've heard this band, Rule Them All, another band on
They kick ass.
Flat Spot. I love the melodic style, the melodic vocals.
Yeah, they kick penis.
It's really anthemic,
Yeah.
just catchy, sing along New York hardcore.
It's catchy as COVID, man.
Oh, shut up. Good Lord, Kevin.
What?
We're going to show this.
Relevant. It's topical.
We're going to show this to your professional radio friends.
It's topical.
So yeah, lots of Flat Spot on the playlist. Here's another band. We got Secret Cutter.
Oh yeah, they
Trampled
remind
by
me of, like,
Light.
Pig Destroyer. Pig Destroyer mixed with Deftones.
Yeah, no, it's pretty fucking good. Oh, there's another one. Am I gonna? Oh, I got it. We're going to cut that one and put this one in the playlist because I actually really liked this one. So Secret Cutter, Trampled by Light. Then we have another band from, I forget where this is. I think it's from Spokane, Graying.
Yeah, this is Alex. He was a singer for a band called Behold and Losing Skin.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say Losing Skin. That was a good freaking band. I missed that band.
Yeah, they were great. Losing Skin, and then so yeah, they're doing Graying. It's a little bit more like alternative punk rock, more raw version of that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's good stuff, man. Graying, I dig them.
Yeah, it has like melodic, like post metal leanings as well in some of the stuff. From what I've heard from some of their stuff, the first thing I clicked on when you sent it to me was some of their live stuff, and it was like, wow, this is a really, really good live recording. So the next one we have is Husbandry, which was a band I've heard of, but I just listened to for the first time today, and dang, that is so catchy. I'm going to listen to this on the way home because like this stuff post-hardcore is just, it's really like it's really good. Like just really catchy post-hardcore.
That's the thing is I was a bit unsure like if this would mix with the playlist that I did, but screw it, man. I was like, this album is so great. One of my favorites from last year. So
well, I heard it mentioned on Axe to Grind.
Yeah, Jay Reason, he put out the record.
Yeah, I heard it a little bit about it, and like that it wasn't really the vibe, but it was just so good that it was worth mentioning. And I 100% agree. And I think a lot of people who like a lot of like hardcore adjacent, like run for cover type stuff would enjoy Husbandry.
I would agree.
So another one we got is a band I'm mad that I didn't know about this band. They're from Tacoma. Despairer.
Yeah, this shit rocks. I actually purchased this on
super good
on Bandcamp. On Bandcamp on Friday. Yep.
I'm mad that I'm always mad when I don't know a Tacoma band.
They're fucking rad, right?
Yeah, no,
they're like melodic D beat.
Yeah, no, they're definitely like have D beat melodic with the like little bit of rock and roll going in up in there. It's super fucking good. I'm a little bit of thrash influence as well. Yeah, I'm mad when I don't know a specifically like a crossover style band that has some sort of hardcore leaning in Tacoma. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay that I didn't know this, and I'm not okay.
Now you know, dude.
I'm not okay that I didn't know this band was good.
A guy from Seattle that hasn't been to Tacoma in a long time to teach you about a band that plays right down the street from you. How fucked up is that?
It's pretty fucked up. So I think you know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Sometimes I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this song in the next. I'm live editing the upcoming songs. So we're gonna end it. So we're actually gonna end it with The Warriors. Within, Without, off of Monomyth on Pure Noise Records. We talked about this a little bit when the last time we got together when we were at the Sanction show.
When you got moshed. When you got mushed.
I got moshed into, dude. That was not okay.
Mushed.
I'm not happy. I was not okay with that. I mean, I was fine with it, but I was just confused. I was really confused. Like,
you know who did it, right?
Who did it? Was it the secret cult? Where is it the Voldemort? Is it the people who shall not be named?
They did it, bro.
You really think they did?
They should not be named, but I think they did.
they're like, fuck that guy.
No, I don't know. I think it was a mistake, man. You got caught in a mosh.
I did get caught in a mosh for real, and I just didn't know. I got hit I hit my head on a wooden stool. So my thing was, everybody's like, why are you freaking out? I was like, I got knocked really hard. I was confused. I feel like that's a fair thing to do. Anybody who's been knocked in the face really hard or knocked in the head, your senses go, and you have no self-awareness. But yeah, Warriors, we talked about a little bit how this is just an interesting record in general. Like, Pure Noise picked it up, and I talked to Marshall from the band like 6 months ago now. But but it's very there's some like songs that sound nothing like like anything they've ever done before. So
it's killer.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like I said, there's some songs I haven't fully absorbed because it's like a very it's like I said, there's a lot of weird stuff that they try that I would have never guessed that they would have, and then there's songs that just sound like them. So we're gonna play a song that's interesting. I'm gonna play Within, Without, and then I think we're gonna get out of here. So thank you so much, Kevin. You are welcome back to riff on the show anytime.
When?
I don't know. Sometime in the future.
Okay, cool.
I said anytime, as in like sometime after we stop the show.
Oh. Will you be on my show?
Dude, I'll be on your show. I think the last time I went on your show, this was like 5 years ago now. I sat in the old studio, and I just like sat there, and I thought I was like, you had me near a mic, and then you just like ignored me for like 2 hours.
It's easy to do.
You guys, like, I was just like sitting there in front of a mic. I had headphones. And then I was like, I thought I was at least gonna say hi, and then you guys just like forgot I was there, and you talked to other people, and then I was like, I guess I'm gonna go home then.
I'm sorry wow, didn't
you cool guide me? You cool radio guide me that day. I didn't know you guys that well then too.
No, well, we offered you to come and, observe. we never asked you to be on the show.
But you didn't. But after I got in the building, you didn't even talk to me again. After,
really?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, you guys didn't even acknowledge me until I left. He was like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And Ian's like, all right, see you, dude.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I bet we were stoned as fuck.
That's fair.
Yeah, I bet I was high as hell.
Here was the thing. I didn't know what I was doing or where I was going. So I sat down. I didn't even know if I was allowed to sit down in that chair because you guys didn't even talk to me. And I was only like maybe.
I feel like such an asshole now.
I was like a couple years in the program. I hadn't been to too many other like radio stations at that point. So I was like,
yeah,
I guess this is what professional radio is like.
He's going somewhere and feeling very awkward.
It's just like I guess like they're contractually obligated to act like they don't know me.
Oh my god! But true.
You guys are just like all I remember is you. The only thing you said to me is like, "You like Whitechapel?" And I was like, "No." And then he was like, I wore an All Out War shirt, and you're like, I can tell you really like All Out War though. And I was like, and then you just that was it.
What a dick! Sorry,
because I was wearing.
Sorry, I was a dick.
Because you're like, you look like an All Out War fan. Because I was wearing like camo shorts and an All Out War shirt.
I believe I was such an ass.
Well, no, I'm here. So
you hate me?
We're gonna.
All right. Well,
we're gonna get off this right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna play Warriors. Without. Just released to Pure Noise Records last October. Yeah, listen to Dead Air, 2 hours of hardcore radio and random bullshit talking.
Was this the weirdest episode of Dead Air for a while?
From your eyes, no more tears from your eyes.